We're going to take a trip down to the potter's house. How many's been to the potter house? How many's been more than one time? Jeremiah 18, verse number 1. He says this, the word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Arise and go down to the potter's house. There I will cause you to hear my words. Do you know sometimes God has to move us to a different spot to get us to hear His words? And so He moved Jeremiah there, and He said, Then I went down, Jeremiah's talking now, to the potter's house, and there he was, making something at the wheel. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again. Would you say again? He made it again into another vessel, as it seemed good to the potter to make. Master, I know you have given us your precious word for the hour we live, that we may be able to combat against the enemy of our soul. I beseech thee by your mercies and great love that you has to go on to make that clay where it's pliable, where it's usable, where it's functional. I found when I did a little research in this topic that they take that clay and they have to get the air bubbles out of it, or it'll have a problem in it. And so they run it, amen, through a device that squeezes it and pushes air bubbles out of it, and then they take they take that dough. They run it, amen, through a device that squeezes it and pushes air bubbles out of it, and then they take they take that dough and then they work it in a certain manner. And Jeremiah's watching the potter as he takes that clay and he puts it, amen, on that table. And he works and he pounds that clay. And he works it just right. He folds it over. And he pushes on that clay. And Jeremiah's watching as the craftsman is working it. He's seeing as he puts all the effort into that. He knows something's coming. But all the time, the master potter, he's working on that clay. How many's ever felt like you've been like this in the potter's hand? Oh, God. I thought I was past that stage. I thought I was beyond that. I've been born again, and I go to church, and I give my tithes, and I even talk sweet to my wife once in a while. God, I thought I was past all that. And all the time, God is working that clay, and He's moving on that clay. Amen. Because He's working out them air bubbles. How many understand you may have an air bubble every once in a while? Still working on my air bubbles, Sister Melissa. I got some air bubbles in me. I got some things. And so God is working on that till finally He's got the air in the place where it needs to be. And then He puts me on that potter's wheel. And it's going round and around. And He begins to shape that vessel. He begins to design something. Now here's something unique. God has in His mind what He wants to land in His hand. He has in His mind what He wants to play out in His hand. And so He begins that work. He's working that. It's on that wheel. And He begins to design. You're doing quite a good job, Miss Potter. You keep going. And so here Jeremiah, he's watching the potter bring forth this work on this wheel. And now, as he's there, amen, let's show everybody your accomplishment. Oh, you're done enough. Can everybody see what Mrs. Potter did? Oh, come back. You're not done. The potter brought a work on the wheel. Yeah, I couldn't have done this. And the Bible said, as he's working, something emerged And it says the clay became, what did everybody say, marred? The clay became marred. His eyeball's crooked, honey. It's marred. Marred. And his hair over here. It became... Oh, it's his head. So, he became marred. He was in the potter's hand, and he became marred. I don't know how you can become marred in the potter's hand, but somehow or another, he became marred in the potter's hand. And the Bible said the potter done something that made Jeremiah take notice. He done what? He broke it. He broke it. Would everybody say it? He broke it. He broke what? He broke the vessel. He broke the vessel he made. You did a great job, Sister Potter. He broke it. And he brought it back to the wheel. Now here's the thing. He done put it through the kiln. He done got it hard. He done got everything. But there was a flaw that emerged in that vessel. You see, what God's doing, He's doing a total recall. Would you say total recall? The vessel, He's bringing it back. He said there's something that's not working out in the field. I have something in my mind, but it's not working out in my hand. That's what He is presenting. That is what He is doing. This is what He is presenting. He is showing you and I, amen, that there's going to be some time when the thing in my mind doesn't work out and add up, amen, with what's in my hand. My hand, what's there, has come short. Have you ever been in a marriage and you had in your mind the way that marriage ought to be, but you woke up one morning and what was in the bed next to you wasn't what was in your... Oh, y'all get your mind out of the gutter. Have you ever, amen, been a parent and your kids born the goo-goo gaga, they're so lovable. Amen. You've got plans for them to be something magnanimous in life, something successful. And one day you get a phone call, Mom or Dad, will you come down to the police station? Why do I need to go to the police station? Because I need bail made. Why do you need bail made? Because I done something silly or stupid. And now the thing in your hand doesn't match the thing that was in your head. What do you do whenever you're at that point? The potter done this. He broke it. Would you say it? You see, I forget that God breaks it. He breaks it. He is not going to throw it away and whip out another one. No, sir. He breaks it. That is what He's working with. That is what He is after. He has a design in His mind. How many knows God has a design in His mind for you? He's been working on air bubbles. He's been working on deficiencies. He's been working on things that don't add up, on things that don't quite measure up. He's working on those things. And so He breaks it and He makes it again. He makes it again.